Hi guys, middle of the woods again. This is Trevor Swenson for Through the Darkness, my journey with PTSD and trauma and stressor disorder. A channel to raise awareness and hopefully help those who need help with battling the effects of trauma on your life and the effects that it has on those people around you. Today's topic is, what does PTSD look like to me? This guy. What does it look like? And when I came up with this graph a couple of years ago, it really helped me to understand PTSD for myself in a more clear format. Instead of just telling people I feel like absolute garbage most days, I wanted to be able to break it down for those people in my family and closest to me so they understood what the web of PTSD looks like. So I got my little $1.99 dry erase board here for you to take a look at, and I'm going to walk through this with you very quickly. And the reason I'm doing it is not to diagnose your potential trauma and stressor disorder of any kind, but for you to be able to look at this and say, holy cow, like there is a map, like there is a diagnosis or a group of things when they're all going on together that will point me in the direction and maybe have me ask more intelligent questions or open up more with the medical professionals that you are going to be getting if you're struggling with this. I want you to get help. I need you to get help. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a dude in the woods right now with PTSD. And so I'm going to walk through this with you and show you what it looks like to me. So if you see here, in the very center is PTSD. And the way PTSD manifests itself in my life are these particular areas that I want to make you aware of. We've got depression going clockwise. We've got depression. We've got anxiety. We've got intense flashbacks. We have chemical dependency, which can take a bunch of different forms, but with me, it was how I was using alcohol and how much I was using to get myself to feel better. It was never to have a good time ever. It was self-medication. It was I feel better when I drink. And I was drinking a lot to feel better. Sleep disorders is another one. I found myself struggling, having never struggled with sleep in my life, all of a sudden having insomnia or sleeping way too much, tossing and turning, like literally it looked like a grizzly bear got in a wrestling match with a bed when I would try to sleep, and that's not healthy. That's not normal, especially when you tie them together with all of these other things. Suicidal thoughts. I'll be the first to tell you that it's a very scary thing when you start thinking about these things, and you need to get help immediately. There is somebody in your life that would want to know if that's the point that you're at, but can be part of PTSD and trauma and stressor disorder, thinking that you would be better off dead for some reason, which is an absolute lie from the other side. You have a purpose, you have God-breathed talents, regardless and in spite of PTSD. You will walk those out. Your life is important. You are loved. Skydiving. My wife coined this phrase as I was going through PTSD, and I want to explain to you what it may look like and what it looked like in my life. Skydiving is taking dumb risks, looking for highs, looking for an adrenaline rush that is completely outside of your personality and how people know you to be. It could be driving unbelievably fast. Um, it could be chasing um, somebody of the opposite sex. It could be pornography. It could be um, spending lots of money. It could be making very, very poor decisions when it comes to finances. It could be partying. It could be just a lot of things that are completely out of your character when put together with all of these other things. It could tell a completely different story to people that are going to treat you or help you. And again, you need to be very, very open about it. But my wife coined it and wanted me to clarify because I used it in an earlier video, and I want to use it in the Spiderweb of PTSD, which is the title of this particular video. That skydiving can definitely be a warning sign. I can tell you that for myself, I still remember, and it's interesting that I would be telling you this right now, but I can tell you that less than 100 yards from here, that way, I remember staring at the starry night at 1:10 in the morning with a four-wheeler on both of my legs because I decided it would be cool to go ripping around on trails on the farm with 8 or 10 beers in me, and that's skydiving. And I ended up hitting a rock with the left front tire of my four-wheeler, and it rolled over on me, and I still remember it as being one of those very uh, embarrassing, very real situation where I had to tell myself, dude, you have a problem here. You need to get some help. This is ridiculous. You're by yourself in the middle of a huge wilderness with an ATV on your legs looking at the stars and no cell phone on you and just ridiculous dumb things like that. And skydiving is one of those things that if somebody points it out and you know you've got unresolved trauma in your life and the shoe fits and you start seeing things maybe similar to what I experienced, you will get care that is obviously a lot more focused on what you may be struggling with as far as trauma and stressor disorder or PTSD. So again, depression, we all have bad days. Depression is completely different. Major depressive disorder, like I have, is depression that cloaks you for days and weeks at a time. We're all anxious at some point in our life as well. Anxiety is something that when it starts to cripple you and keep you from doing things that you love and enjoy, there might be a problem there. Flashbacks, if the name of somebody or if the sight of something or the smell of something or a particular location or a particular set of circumstances sets off your fight or flight mechanism repeatedly, that is something to pay attention to. That was happening to me, and it became incredibly uh, unbearable and very, very painful, and that was part of what I was battling with. The chemical dependency, that can be just another one of the strings of the web of trauma and stressor disorder, because for me, it took the pain away and it gave me the chance to function above 50% emotionally and to quote unquote have a good day, quote unquote have a relaxing evening. And all I was doing was numbing the intense pain and the misunderstanding and not knowing what was going on and completely feeling like a failure. Um, Sleep disturbances, if any of these things are making you have uh, uh, problems sleeping that are major problems that are starting to affect your everyday life, that's something you want to talk to a professional about. All of these you want to talk to a professional about and make sure. And again, I believe the question on the questionnaire that I have to go through so often now is, do you feel like there are times when it would be just better if you were not alive anymore? And if you can answer that question as yes, I urge you to tell somebody that you love to pick up the phone. There are lots of resources that are available. Your life is an absolute gem, and PTSD is just a cloak covering that gem. I'm going to talk about the gem that you are. You are God-breathed. You are created for a purpose. PTSD is just a chapter. All of these things can be accomplished, can be overcome. All of these things can be conquered. And for me, for instance, when chemical dependency went away, I've been sober for quite a while now, and that was absolutely a wonderful thing. My sleep now that I have a dog, which hopefully you will meet fairly soon. He is trained for my sleep disorder. We're working on anxiety and depression. The skydiving, no more skydiving. There's too much purpose in my life and in your life to do something stupid and to pay the consequences for those things. My value and your value is absolutely, it's intangible. It's immeasurable, the value of your life, no matter how you're feeling. And I want you to get that feeling back as well. Flashbacks, depression, and anxiety, I still deal with those. I'm still there right now. And I believe that it's my purpose in life to open people's eyes, to encourage people, to give you hope, to let you know that you're not alone, to let you know that you do have it in you to overcome post-traumatic stress disorder, trauma and stressor disorder. I can't wait to talk to you next time. This topic was the spiderweb of PTSD through my eyes, both of my eyes. And I just urge you that if you're having combinations of these things, that you are open and you are honest with a healthcare provider, a good healthcare provider, or with family that gets you to good healthcare. I want you well. I want you to walk out your life the way it was intended. I encourage you. I send you hope. I send you peace. I send you comfort. I can't wait to talk to you next time about the next topic that we have on the board. Again, please subscribe. Please share this with somebody. Hit the notification. I'm going to be sending out videos on a regular basis. I've got a lot to talk about. I'm putting myself out there, as scary and as painful as it is for me. I'll tell you, it's scary. It's really scary exposing yourself to a whole bunch of people with no idea how it's going to be received. But I believe that if one person hears anything in any of these videos and gets help and battles PTSD intensely, intelligently, and with help and overcomes it, it is absolutely worth all of the fear and all of the anxiety that I feel doing this and putting myself out there. So I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you, and take care and be well.